What if I told you that right now, without changing a single thing about your building, your condo association could be quietly disqualifying buyers from getting a mortgage? Because starting in 2027, that's exactly what's happening to communities that haven't paid attention to these new Fannie Mae guidelines. In March 2026, Fannie Mae announced significant updates to how condominium projects are evaluated for conventional mortgage financing. The headline change is straightforward. Minimum annual reserve contributions are increasing from 10% to 15% of annual budgeted assessments, effective for loans on or after January 4 of 2027. That sounds like an accounting adjustment. It isn't. Conventional mortgages represent more than 60% of the overall mortgage market. When your association doesn't meet the new standards, buyers using conventional financing can't close. That means fewer buyers, longer days on market, downward pressure on unit values, and owners who are effectively locked in because they can't sell. The financial consequences flow through every unit in the building or your condo development, not just the ones that are currently for sale. Here's the part that's catching boards off guard. If your association is currently using a reserve study to confirm adequate funding rather than meeting the 15% budget contribution threshold, the new guidelines require you to fund at the highest recommended level in that study, not the minimum, not the baseline scenario, the highest. Many boards that think they're in compliance are not. They've been making reserve contributions at levels that felt politically manageable, low enough not to trigger resident pushback, while technically satisfying the previous requirements. The 2027 standards close that gap. And for associations whose reserve studies haven't been updated recently, the surprise may come when the study reflects funding needs significantly higher than the current contributions. The challenge for most condo boards isn't understanding what the rules require. It's navigating the internal politics of actually implementing them. Assessment increases that meet the 15% threshold will face resistance from residents who don't understand the stakes. Reserve study updates will surface infrastructure priorities that boards have been deferring. And the consequences of inaction: reduced marketability, financing barriers, declining unit values, tend to arrive slowly enough that they're easy to rationalize in the short term. This is precisely where professional management guidance becomes essential. The boards that are going to navigate this successfully aren't the ones who wait for a lender to flag the problem. They're the ones who understand what's changing, do the planning now, and have the expertise behind them to communicate the changes to residents in a way that builds understanding rather than resentment. January 2027 is closer than it looks. If your association isn't currently funding reserves at 15% of your annual budget, or if your reserve study hasn't been updated in several years, this is not a problem that resolves itself. It requires professional analysis, a realistic financial plan, and governance support to implement it. If you'd like to understand where your association stands, let's talk. At ManageMax, we know that effective community management is built on transparency and systematic excellence. We provide full-service HOA and condominium management across Southeast Michigan, handling everything from accurate financial reporting to proactive maintenance. Our goal is to reduce the burden on your board while protecting your property values. If you're looking for a partner who values accountability as much as you do, visit us at managemaxproperties.com. Let's build a stronger community together.